Hello everyone. In today's training video, we will be going over the CPUC support tables. To begin with, the CPUC support tables are tables from the Deere database that contain parameters and values for use in measure development. Each night, the ETRM automatically synchronizes these tables and updates the ETRM's shared data. To display this better, here's a visual illustrating all the way to the left the Deere database where the CPUC support tables pull their data from. This occurs in a nightly sync. Whenever there are any updates that are made to the CPUC support table's data, there's a change log which documents all of these changes. Next, we have the shared data, which also has a nightly sync, and I will go into the differences between the data reflected in the CPUC support tables and the shared data. But hopefully this overall visual gives you a better view of where the CPUC support tables get their data from and how it's connected to the changelog and the shared data. To access the CPUC support tables, log into the ETRM and click CPUC support tables on the timeline to the left. In the top left-hand corner, you can see the date and time as to when the CPUC support tables were last synchronized with Deere. To view a table, simply click on the table name. You can browse a table through a number of methods. You can go back and forth using these navigation tabs, or you can go into the advanced full screen view, which gives you the ability to change the rows per page as well as which row you want to start from. In the advanced screen tab, you are given the ability to filter through data in the CPUC support table by clicking this Add a Filter button, which gives you a list of options. Some of the ways that you can filter through the CPUC support tables are through any Boolean, also known as true or false flag fields. In this case, the proposed flag, claim spec flag, or filing spec flag field. So if I click on proposed flag and add true as a filter, you can see that no values come back. However, if I filter through false with the proposed flag table, you can see all of the values come back. Next, we have date fields, which includes start date, expiration date, last modified date, and created date. So I'm going to use last modified date and choose an older value, so hopefully we can get some values to come back. And then I'll put my final date as next week. So once we do this, we can see that 3 rows come back with these values showing that these 3 rows were modified within this time frame specified here. The last filter that I'll be going over is lifecycle status. This gives you 3 different options to choose from: active, expired, and future records. So if we click active, you can see that the start date will be, and you can also view the last modified date and the created date. If you want to go back to the original data, you can just press clear all. Now, if we go back to the main CPUC support table outside of the advanced full screen option, you have the ability to download the CSV by clicking Operations and Export CSV. You'll see a notification in the top left-hand corner noting that the export has started and an email will be sent to your link. Just a note, this download is the entire table's dataset and not just the filtered view. If we go back to the main CPUC support tables page, you also have the ability to download a record of all of the data changes detected during the synchronization by clicking this Download a Changelog button. You can specify the time period and then download the log, and it'll pop up right here. The main differences that we should note between the CPUC support tables and the shared data tables is that CPUC support tables include data from the past, present, and future, as compared to the shared data tables, which only include values from the present and the future for measure development. One really good example of this is the measure application type data. So if we go to the measure application type CPUC support data, you can see that there are 14 values that come back. Even the expired values, which have expired at the end of 2018, are still listed here. However, if we go to the shared data table for measure application type, you can see that only 8 measure application types are listed because these are the only ones that are currently active. And this concludes the training video on the CPUC support tables and filtering methodology.